If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Chabruggi, and joining me again this week is Derek Relaford. How you doing, Derek?
Doing well. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. We're up on, I can't believe it's episode 36.
36, man. We've been doing this for a while. It'll be cool to hit the year mark.
Yeah, that's sometime in March.
Yeah.
Be here before we know it, though.
Yeah, man. All started because I asked to interview you like in March, and here we are.
Yep. And the podcast was born.
Yes, sir. we got a real busy show tonight, folks. We got a lot of cases this week.
Even dozen.
Yeah. And then we have some located safes that are really going to be cool for us to show tonight. We've been doing this is our 36th episode, and pretty much everybody you're going to see on the located safe reel tonight was we featured them on this show in the last 36 episodes. So it's always good to see. Ricky makes a lot of flyers. It's always good to see people come home. And again, we don't know if it's because of the flyers, but we know that it helps a little bit. To get the people's faces out there and everything. And it really, I think Kansas Missing and Unsolved, it's a really good tool to help find people. But I think the main thing that it's really good for is you're a great sounding board. You're a great sounding board for family members who have somebody missing. They can contact you all throughout the day and tell you what's going on. And I think that, I see it. I don't answer the inbox for Kansas Missing and Unsolved because that's like Ricky's world. But I see it all day. Like Ricky talks to family members that have missing people all day long. He gets more information. He's an ear for them to speak. He's a shoulder for them to cry on. Ricky's there 100% for these people. So Kansas Missing and Unsolved. Some people might say, well, how good are the Flyers? What do they do? Well, I know for one thing, say the Flyers never help find anybody. I know that the family members that are coming to Ricky and looking for their loved ones really appreciate the site. And
right.
They like that, they can just reach out to Kansas Missing and Unsolved pretty much anytime. You do sleep a little bit in the middle of the night, Ricky, but not much. You don't sleep much. But
no, I try to get my 6 hours.
For the most part, anybody that wants to talk to any, do something, share a story or something like that. You can always give it over here, and Ricky will. Icy Smith says hi.
Hello. How are we doing tonight?
Nina Tarango says, my son has been missing for almost 2 months now. Do we have a flyer for him?
What's his name?
What is his name, Nina? He says he's never seen this. Yeah, we do this every week. This week we're on Thursday. Next week it'll be a short week. We'll be on Tuesday next week. And we do this every week, unless it's like even on Halloween this recently, or I think it was Thanksgiving. We still did a show. We kind of finagled it and did it on a different day. But
you never seen the podcast, Icy? Oh my goodness!
Oh, by the way, the podcast. If you go to any podcast platform,
okay, we are featuring Angel's case on the show tonight.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we are featuring his case tonight.
Yes.
I forgot where I was going with that, but if you're interested in listening to this podcast, which a lot of people do, it's a very popular podcast. If you just go to any like iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, just look for Kansas Missing and Unsolved, and you can find the podcast and all 35 episodes that we've done so far on there.
If you look in your Facebook Messenger, I just sent you a photo. If you want to pull that one real quick, and we'll show. I'll give you one story of one of the locateds that the flyer helped with.
Let me pull this up right here. 1 second.
Yeah. And I'll give you the story behind that.
It might fit on the screen a little funky, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, it's kind of a long photo.
There we go.
Okay, that one right there. Dalton was missing out of Pittsburgh, Kansas back in 2017. And the gentleman with the backwards hat messaged me one day, and he said that he had found one of the kids on the page. And initially, because he didn't send pictures or nothing at that point. So initially I was like, okay, who's he talking about?
And where's he's not anywhere near Kansas, right?
No, he was in Los Angeles is where he was.
Los Angeles.
And he sent me that photo with Dalton Bell holding the flyer up and sent that to me. He had found Dalton sleeping on the steps of a church in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And the LAPD actually had taken him in for vagrancy a couple times and ticketed him for that, but they never bothered to do a background to see that he was listed as missing from Kansas. But that gentleman right there did find him and got a hold of me. And
what are the odds that that guy
Yeah.
right there has he's connected to your Facebook? Somebody
Mhm.
somebody he knows shared it, and he saw it, and he's like, I've seen that kid.
Yeah. And last I heard, he helped Dalton get back to his folks, and he sent me a picture of Dalton reunited with his parents. And last I had heard, Dalton was in the Army.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and like a lot of times it is what it is, you know, like sometimes these kids just they get a little anxious, and they just take off, you know, and they go for a walk for a while. The only thing is that's really dangerous, and a lot of people worry about you. So this is one of those things that we will show our located safe reel later. That's what the show is all about, is filling those located safe reels up. I love it the weeks where they're so big that I have trouble saving them because we can only have them be so long because of the programs that we use. But
this all took place like a couple of years ago or so when he was found and everything. But I keep that as a reminder, you know, that these flyers do work. They do help, you know. And I have been told by other people that flyers have helped. So, matter of fact, one of the cases we're covering tonight, I've been talking to her mom, and apparently I'd done a flyer for her daughter before in years past, and she told me in our conversation that the last time her daughter had went missing, the flyer helped locate her the last time. So I'm hoping for a repeat this time.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get into some cases, Ricky. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, is that a Kia?
I believe it's a Kia. I'm going to go with the Kia.
I like that. That's really cool spelling.
Yeah, a Kia Marnay Gary, missing from Wichita, Kansas since December 8th of this year. So about 9 days. Let's see. Yeah, 9 days.
9 days-ish.
9 days, yeah. 9 days-ish. She's 17 years old. She's 5'5", weighs between 140 and 152. She has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Akia's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Akia is starting to get colder. It's, you know, get a hold of somebody and let them know you're okay and where you are so they can get you back to a safe place. It's not time of year to be running around.
Definitely not. Very cold in Kansas. I left Kansas about 2 years ago, but my phone is still connected to Garden City, Kansas, where I used to live. Mm-hmm. And I am very thankful I'm not there every morning this last few days. It's very cold in Kansas right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, today wasn't too bad. It's trying to push up into the 40s, close to 50, but then beginning of the week is supposed to go down again. So
yeah, but I mean, let's just say Akia is sleeping in an outside dwelling. That's not safe.
No,
the daytime maybe you're okay, but the nighttime, you know, let's hope she's in a house somewhere.
Yeah, let's hope she's staying warm and staying fed.
Yeah, because that's definitely that time of the year where you don't want to be. I wouldn't go camping in this time of year unless you're like some like rugged outdoor woods person, you know, like maybe you would go camping in this kind of weather. You know, they do make it, but yeah, not an ideal time to be outside and not accounted for. Tell us a little bit about Aliciona.
Yeah, I can't even say it. Aliciona Deanne Downing. She is another one missing from Wichita since December 10th of this year. She's 15 years old. She's 5'5", 125 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. And again, if you have any information regarding Aliciona's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Aliciona, you know, get with somebody and let them know where you are so they can come get you and get you back to a safe place. Please.
It's 15 years old. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, it's too darn cold.
And then I hope that Nina's still in the room. I hope so. I love that when that happens. She comes in and she tells her, you know, we actually have we have his flyer right here for you.
Yeah. Angel Matthew Bermuda has been missing. He's missing from Wichita also. Been missing since November 4th of 2020. He's 17 years old. He is 6 foot tall, 150 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Angel's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department again at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I was telling Derek before the show that I think we covered Angel on a past show, but it's good to go ahead and do it again because on this particular flyer, I added the middle two pictures recently to the flyer. I had the one on the outside left and outside right, but I added the two new ones.
And I like that there's basically 4 different people here with the styles,
Yeah.
So this is a great flyer. This shows you this is Angel with, his hat on. This is Angel with his hair, combed nicely. This is Angel with his hair. Just kind of wake up and go with it,
Yeah.
It could be, he's out there right now and he could look like any of these pictures, or, and there's also the option he could look like something else, but this is going to give you a good idea. He's 6 foot, so he's a tall kid, 150 pounds. And this is what he looks like, this is who we're looking for, folks.
If I had to guess, I'd say the one with the hat and the one in the red are probably the more recent ones, I would think.
Yeah, the other two look like the one on the far right looks very young. The one in the middle left looks maybe like junior high, but the other two look like a little older. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Angel, guys.
Yeah. Angel, let your folks know where you're at so they can come and get you, man. It's not the right time to be running around out there.
She says the far right is actually the new one.
Really? Oh. Actually, that looks like the youngest one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's on the far right in the green shirt, folks. That's what we're looking for. Okay. And again, you can tell it's the same guy in all the pictures, but I like that there's different styles of Angel here.
Right. Kind of gives you a green shirt. Yep.
Yeah, it kind of gives you an idea of like how he dresses, his style a little bit. You see a tall kid, walking around, looks like this. Maybe, reach out to somebody. Sounds like Nina's very worried. It's been since November, so.
And thank you, Nina, for your input on that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, we really appreciate that.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
Okay, tell us about Dalton Buffington.
All right, Dalton. Tonight must be Wichita night.
Yeah.
He's missing from Wichita, Kansas since December 1st, 2020. He's 15 years old. He's 5'8", 140 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Dalton's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. I had a little brain lapse there. Sorry about that. But yeah, Dalton, again, let somebody know where you are so they can come get you and get you back to a safe place. Kids just, get back to a safe place and I know sometimes it's easier to run from things, but you got to stand firm and start dealing with them so you can get past them instead of trying to avoid them. It's better just to deal with them. Yeah,
and I mean, it's to be on the run. You got 3 years before you're you can kind of just do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. 3 years is a tremendous amount of time to just be in limbo, and there's just better ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I was Dalton's age, my dad had passed away, and I was dealing with relentless bullying in school, and I had to grow up really fast because my dad passed away. So, I mean, I know it can get rough at 15. I've been there, done that. I mean, but, it's true what they say. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a good time. Everybody take a good look at these flyers tonight and let us know if you've seen anybody. No problem, Nina.
You're welcome, Nina. Not a problem at all. Please keep us posted and stay in touch. All right, moving on to Elizabeth Rogers. Yep, tonight's definitely a Wichita kind of night, I guess. She's been missing from Wichita since October 21st of this year. Again, 15 years old. She is 5'4" to 5'7". She weighs between 110 and 130 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed that she may still be in the local Wichita area or that she may be in Texas. She may use the alias birth date of August 10th, 2005, which is interesting because that would make her, Yeah, that'd be still make her 15, just a little bit older, only by a couple months. But anyway, again, she's 15 years old, 5'4" to 5'7". She weighs between 110 and 130 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes, and her nose is pierced. And if you have any information regarding Elizabeth's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And
Wichita, man. Wichita all over the map tonight.
I know it. Elizabeth, again, get a hold of somebody and let them know you're safe and where you are so they can come and get you and get you back to a safe place. Whether you're still in Wichita or whether you're in Texas, let somebody know where you are so they can come get you.
This is a flyer we've done in the past. You said this is a couple of flyers tonight we're just resharing them because we have new pictures.
Yeah.
This is one of those cases. Tell us a little bit about Isabella. We've covered her recently.
Right. Isabella Childers. She's missing from Wichita since November 1st, 2020. The other update I made to this flyer, at the time she went missing, she was 16. She's now 17. That's the other update I made, was the age. She's 5'1", 100 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. Her hair is cut short now, and when I originally did the flyer, I had used the description that it was cut very short, but I was recently sent a photo of her with the hair cut short on the right there, so you kind of got an idea of how short it really is.
Yeah.
She has 2 nose piercings, a lip piercing, and a tongue piercing. She also has tattoos. Unknown descriptions at this time of what those tattoos are. Hopefully I can get that information, and if we do, we'll get that on the flyer, and we'll probably cover it again. But if you have any information regarding Isabella's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Isabella, reach out and let somebody know where you are so they can come and get you back to where you need to be.
And I think it's cool that, she's got the tattoos, she's got the piercings and stuff. I love it whenever people, can be comfortable in their own skin and they can use decorations on themselves. I think it's great, but it's also really important. Those are things that we can be looking for, like a lot of people do have facial piercings. A lot of people do have tattoos, but especially once we get the descriptions of the tattoos, like stuff like that, piercings, tattoos, that's really hard to argue, like that. If you see, once we get these tattoo descriptions and stuff, that's like, you see a girl that's got a lot of piercings, she decorates herself quite a bit, and she's got some of the tattoos that Ricky's discussed in the flyer, then like that's the time when you make a call, but I think, like the picture on the left, you got a really good shot of her face. The one on the right, half of her face is covered, but you assume it looks somewhat similar to the right. So, but I think on this one, you look at the piercings and stuff for sure.
Yeah, you can see the lip piercing, and it looks like her left ear there may be pierced a couple times.
Yeah, look like there might be 1 or 2 earrings in there. So yeah, so just somebody who decorates themselves, I'm guessing that she probably dresses nice too.
Yeah.
Definitely cares what she looks like, which is a good thing. It's she wants to be presentable.
Right. All right. And moving right along.
Okay.
This one is, let's see, I got to find it again. Jada Kimbrough. And she is actually missing from Kansas City, Missouri. So we're getting out of Wichita for this one. We've been missing since December 13th of 2020. She's 23 years old. She is 5 foot 8 inches tall, 270 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She was last seen in the 1200 block of Michigan Avenue in Kansas City. She does have a medical condition that requires sustainment medication. She, again, 23 years old, 5 foot 8, weighs 270, has brown hair and brown eyes. She was wearing a black shawl, gray long sleeve plaid shirt, and brown Birkenstocks. She's also carrying a blue canvas bag. If you have any information regarding Jada's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5136. And Jada was the one that I had alluded to earlier that I had done a flyer for in the past, and her mom told me that the flyer got her located the last time. And we're hoping for the same thing this time, that this will get her found this time.
Now with her, she's 23, so she's an adult. Like when I see 23, one person who's 23 come across your desk, that leads me to believe that there is a little bit more worry than maybe she just took off.
Right. Talking to mom, she's not sure, maybe she hooked up with some new friends and is hanging out with them, or what's going on. But what concerns her is the sustainment medication for her medical condition.
Yeah.
Whether or not she has it, whether or not she's taking it, that kind of thing. And that was the big concern. So.
Yeah, it's not good. So, Jade, if you're out there, you're an adult, at least, be really responsible with your medications. I have several medications I have to take every day. If I don't take them, it could be bad news. And then, maybe call your mom, call somebody, let somebody know that you're not missing, you're just taking a break, and you're just, but, with these medical conditions and stuff, we're going to definitely, it's not really safe for you just to take off for a long time. And, when people are worried about you, when you have medical conditions and stuff, and, it's just, I think your family just wants to make sure that you're safe and make sure that you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So Jada, if you're out there somewhere, at least get hold of your mom, let her know you're all right, and that you're taking your medication if you have it. And if not, let her know where you are so she can come get you, so you can get your medication to you. She's really, really worried about you.
Okay. We got, this will be, we're going to talk about this missing person, and then Ricky's got some news for this weekend. So let's talk about Kenneth Kenny REITCHECK.
Yeah, we've covered him in the past, and he's still missing. He's missing since November 4th of 2019. The update that I made to this was, at the time he went missing, he was 69, and he's now 70. He is 5'9", 175 pounds, gray hair, and blue eyes. And he may also use the name Kenny Brown. He does suffer from diminished mental health capabilities and is on disability. His funds have not been accessed since he was last seen. He's been a resident of Salina for a very, very long time, but he may have family in the Colby area. He does not have any kind of a cell phone or landline, vehicle, or any kind of identification. If you have any information regarding Kenny's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210. And, of course, you can call KBI at 785-296-4017. And to go along with that, this weekend, I have helped put together a search effort for Kenny this weekend on Saturday, December 19th, from 10 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. The folks are meeting at North 13th and Bishop Street in Salina. The primary contact for the search is Julie Smith, and her cell phone number 785-201-5020. And they will be going over search locations that day. And I do want to remind everybody, of course, dress warmly. It's, I think, supposed to be like around 40 degrees that day. But just a reminder to everybody that if you do find anything that you feel is related to Kenny, please do not touch it. Photograph it as it sets and mark the location, and then call Salina Police Department ASAP. And their number again, 785-826-7210. They will send somebody out to assess what's found and see if it's of any importance to the case or not. I was suggesting to Julie earlier, when I was talking to Julie earlier this morning about all this, and I think she's going to go out to Menards and pick up some of those colored marker flags. So I told her those would be ideal to mark a location to where you can plant it in the ground nearby without disturbing what's found, so you can make your way back to it to show an officer when an officer does arrive on scene to check it out if you find anything. There's a lot of people around town really worried about Kenny, and we decided it would be best to go ahead and put a search effort together. I did have Salina Police Department this morning message me and ask me for Kenny's flyer, as well as the information for the search, and a primary contact person, so they can, if they have any questions, they can call that contact person. So they are interested in what we're doing. So hopefully, we can work together with them and hopefully find some answers to get us in the right direction to find out what happened to Kenny. I kind of I mean, I didn't really know him, but I was familiar with him. I used to, when I was a teenager, probably between 14 and 16 years old, I used to go to a couple gas stations near the house I grew up in, and he would always be in there talking to people and playing pinball, and I'd sit there and watch him play pinball and chat with him while he was playing pinball and stuff like that. And I'd see him at the arcade downtown, the Corner Fun Center, and we just, we're all really worried about him and want to see him, hopefully be found safe, and if not safe, at least be able to find him and bring him home and give him proper burial, because that's what he needs. If that's the condition he's found in. But we're hoping he's found safe, that he's just somewhere doing his own thing.
Yeah, this is one of the first cases that we covered when we started doing the show, because this was pretty fresh at that point.
Yeah.
So
he's always a nice guy. He always talked with everybody and kidded around with everybody. He frequented Salina Iron and Metal on the north end of town, because he was always out, looking for scrap to sell and this and that. So I mean, a lot of people knew him, were familiar with him, talked to him. I mean, there was always a few that didn't treat him that well and called him some pretty derogatory things that I won't talk about, but it was hurtful. It was hurtful for me to hear him call him that, and I didn't like it. But
it's, I guess, if I had to be honest, there's probably been some times where I made somebody the butt of the joke, and anytime you see somebody else do it to somebody, it makes it be the last time you did it, be the last time that you do it. I mean, it's, and I think it's an age thing. You get older and stuff, but you see this when you're in like grammar school. People can be very cruel. People can say very hurtful things to people, and most of the time they don't even mean it. They're just picking on them. They think that they're like buddying around, but like some of that stuff's very detrimental to what you say to people. And not everybody's always in on the joke. So yeah, it's always sad when you hear that, somebody was sounds like just hanging out, having a day and trying to play some pinball, and, people felt like they needed to, disrespect him and stuff. But, I still have hope. I think that, there's always a chance he's out there somewhere. Maybe he just,
I'm hoping so.
Down, or you never know. I mean,
so unfortunately I won't be able to be part of the active search because of my work schedule, but I will be keeping in contact with them just to see how things are going, to see if they found anything. And, I'll be there in spirit, definitely, even though I won't be.
Now, is there, the areas you're looking in, is there any reason to believe you're going to find something there? Are these places of interest, or?
One area that they're going to look at, I believe, is an area they believe he frequented in, during the times that he was homeless. And the other area on the other end of town is close to where he was last seen at, and it was an area that was known to be taken up by homeless residents too. So, hey, Angel, how you doing? We're doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight?
Hanging in there.
Yep, hanging in. So hopefully they can, maybe find something to lead him in the direction to find, where he might be.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's what we're hoping for.
Like I say, he's one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. He's pretty set in his ways and stuff like that, but he's a really nice guy, and he'll talk to anybody.
So you mentioned that he's been homeless before.
Yeah.
That makes me have a lot of actual hope that he's still alive. Like anybody that's lived off the grid as successfully knows how to do that.
Right.
And all it takes is for one day for you to be like, I've had it. No more, playing the rules. I'm just going to go live outside again because I could do whatever I want. And if that's what Kenny did, then that's cool. He should probably have called somebody and let him know, but like knowing that he has in the past been somebody who lived outside and was okay. And we've talked about the elements in Kansas, that gives me a little bit of hope that maybe he did just, say, it was easier when I was out by myself and I'm not going to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. Yep, let's hope that's all it is. I mean, I was told by Julie, we know when we were talking, that he's the kind of guy that could very easily live off the land.
Yeah.
He's very comfortable doing that. So
He looks like it, man. He looks like he
yeah,
would be okay.
yeah,
Sounds like he's done it before.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Nikita.
Okay. Let's see. Let me find her flyer here. Nikita Schultz. She is missing from Baxter Springs, Kansas. She's been missing since November 25th of 2020. She's 18 years old. She's 5'4". She weighs 115 to 120 pounds. She has red or auburn hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information regarding Nikita's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Baxter Springs, Kansas Police Department at 620-856-2112 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 or National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678. And Nikita, we know you're 18. Reach out to somebody, let them know where you are so they know you're okay and that you're safe and staying warm, staying fed, staying healthy. Please let somebody know. It's a bad time of year to be out there.
Yeah. Not a good time whatsoever.
No.
Just call someone, let them know you're safe, and
yeah,
you're 18. You can do what you need to do, but just call somebody, let them know you're safe, and
yeah,
we can put you on next week's reel.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
Peyton Steffens.
Yeah, Peyton Steffens is missing from Merriam, Kansas. She's been missing since December 14th, 2020. She's 17 years old. She's 5'4", weighs 125 pounds. She has blonde or strawberry hair and blue eyes. She was last seen at her residence in Merriam at 5 o'clock in the morning on December 14th, and she might be in the company of her friend who drives a blue 1998 Buick Century with Kansas license plate 518 MEK. If you have any information regarding Peyton's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Merriam, Kansas Police Department at 913-322-5560 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Peyton, again, let somebody know where you are so they know you're safe and warm and fed and healthy and, where they can come get you and get you back where you need to be. Yeah, it's not a good time of year to be out in the cold like that.
No.
All right. This is Zariah Gwynn. She's missing from Wichita, Kansas. She's 15 years old. She is 5'6" tall, weighs 130 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Zariah's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456. or KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Zariah, let somebody know where you are and that you're safe and get back where you need to be. And, if you're having problems or anything, it's best to stand firm and deal with them and get through them and past them and instead of trying to avoid them and, it's just time to do that. The sooner you deal with them, the sooner you can get rid of them.
Yeah. All right, we got one more case to cover, and then we're going to show you our located safe reel. We actually got through tonight's cases pretty quickly. We had a lot, and I thought we were going to be here a lot longer than we are.
Yeah, we're going to go and let Derek cover this one.
Nina says, you always see other people's kids or family members missing, and you pray it won't be you, and now I'm going through this, and my heart is just broken. I want my son to come home. Thank you guys. Please keep showing his flyer till he comes back home. We will.
And it's definitely posted on the page. It's shareable. If you want me to email it to you so you can print it and post it around Wichita, I'll be glad to do that. Just let me know, and I'll get that done so you can get it all printed and posted around there.
And Barbara says an elderly man from Merriam also went missing that day. Was he located?
I saw on Merriam Police Department's Facebook that he was located, but they haven't really said what condition he was located in.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's why we haven't covered it or anything yet, because we don't know exactly what condition he was found in, because they haven't really said. They just said he was located. So
his flyer was on our reel until about 5 minutes before we aired, and then we saw that he had been located. But yeah, like Ricky's saying, we don't know really what that means. So
So as soon as
But
I can
thanks for
find
pointing
out,
that out,
yeah. So as soon as I can find out something concrete, Barbara, I'll get it updated.
because we definitely wanted to mention him tonight, but we were just kind of laying low on that, like Ricky
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
We're going to go to my hometown again. We've been doing that quite a bit towards the end of the show. I want to introduce you to a kid named Ty Marquardt, and I say kid because he was an 18-year-old kid. On the morning of July 27th, 1995, 18-year-old Ty Marquardt was walking towards Perryton, Texas from Elkhart, Kansas. Ty had recently had a falling out with some of his friends that he made during his short time in Elkhart. When he was in Elkhart, he kind of bounced around couch surfing. I don't really know why he was in Elkhart, but he ended up there that summer. The official ruling on his case is an accidental hit and run. I've spoken to the OSBI and doing research for a project I'm doing about Ty, and basically for years there's been a lot of rumors in the Elkhart area involving foul play dealing with Ty Marquardt's death. The lead detective from the OSBI who came down to work the case because it happened 6 miles south of Elkhart into Oklahoma was a man named Chuck McInerney. Now, Chuck was very adamant that this was foul play. I have a lot of friends that are older than me, but I've kept in contact with over the years that them being questioned in this potential homicide really did a number on their lives. Chuck was pretty adamant that a lot of these people had something to do with it. Eventually, he was outvoted by Texas County and Highway Patrol. A lot of my friends, the damage was done. Some of them never really recovered from that. It's really hard for what happened to Ty. It's really hard to go on living in a small town when everybody thinks that you could be responsible for something that brutal. The purpose of us sharing this flyer basically is because right now this is ruled an accidental hit and run, and that's what we're looking at it as, an accidental hit and run. There's somebody hit Ty. That's what we know. That's what Highway Patrol in Oklahoma has agreed with. That's what Texas County in Oklahoma has agreed with. Somebody hit Ty. Now the official ruling is it was an accident, and that's okay. It was an accident. But what we're saying is if anybody has any information, if anybody ever talks, like if they were just venting and they were like, in 1995, I think I hit somebody. It is of the family's belief and of my belief that you would remember hitting a human body on a highway in the middle of the night. And again, on accident. And I understand that. He was walking in the middle of he was walking on a dark, narrow road in the middle of the night. Accidents can happen. But if anybody has any recollection or ever heard anything about any rumors about, hey, I heard somebody said they think they accidentally hit somebody. His family, it has been since 1995. It has been 25 years. They're just trying to get some kind of closure on what happened that night. They've also heard the rumors of foul play. So they like me and everybody else. We want to rule all that out. We want to take all these rumors about foul play and just get rid of them and say, we want somebody to come forward and be like, I think I hit somebody that day and it was an accident. And that's really what we're looking for here. We just want to answer some questions and, put a hush to small town rumors. Because that's just, it's not a good situation. So Ty Marquardt, 18 years old, July 27th, 1995, accidental hit and run outside of Elkhart, Kansas. If you have any information, contact the OSBI at 405-848-6724.
Okay. And before we get to the located safe, I do just want to real quick, everybody that I've read comments on this page, over the last 8 years and stuff, and everybody on here has been real good about staying positive and supportive of the families and everything. And I want to thank everybody for that. And I just want to remind everybody, these folks have missing family members and they're going through a very difficult time with that missing family member. And it's always important to remember that when people are commenting and saying things, not to say anything that may be considered judgmental or accusatory or anything like that. I try to be as respectful as I can when I make the flyers. I'm very respectful with the families. I'm respectful with law enforcement. And I just think, that everybody from law enforcement to the missing persons advocates to us in general just need to be mindful of that and respectful of that. Like I said, it's hard enough to have a missing family member, it's very stressful not knowing whether they're dead or alive, whether they're out in the cold, whether they're being taken care of, whether they're being hurt or abused in any way. All those thoughts go through the family members of these missing people. And it's important to keep that in mind at all times. Be as empathetic and as compassionate as you can. regarding any missing person, whether it's a runaway, whether it's an adult. I've talked about the runaways in the past about, running away for this reason or that reason, whether it's, not wanting to listen to rules, mad at mom because he or she got grounded, or, if it's a foster kid, not necessarily wanting to abide by the rules, and with technology comes a whole new scenario now with, did they run away because they were coerced or groomed into running away by somebody?
Yeah.
That's a whole new consideration. So, even if they are runaway, that has to be considered too. That has to be part of the equation. Were they a victim of that by chance? I mean, it's not known until they're found. And I have honestly made flyers for teenage girls over the years that when they were found, they were actively being trafficked. At least 5 of them that I know of. So, I want to thank everybody again for always keeping the comments good and supportive and offering prayers and everything. I really, really appreciate that. Like I said, I haven't had, but maybe a sprinkle of negative here and there over the years, but it's mainly been very positive. And I just want to see it stay that way. And Michelle, good evening, and you're very welcome, and thank you for joining us again tonight.
I don't think those cases were related, Barbara, but definitely they were the same town, same day. So
yeah.
But we'll let you know. We'll probably have more information on that. Yeah, I agree with you, Ricky. All these. Anytime you make a flyer, it's a bummer of a topic, and like we understand that we're sitting here doing this show every week. I love doing this show. I think Ricky loves doing this show, but we both wish we didn't have to do this show.
Yeah.
Ricky probably wishes he could do a wrestling podcast, but this is what God told Ricky to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what Ricky does. And I agree, like you're dealing with somebody's loved one, and it's really easy to look at a picture, a missing flyer, and see a teen and see the repeat runner, and then just say some comment. And Ricky's right. First of all, that comment doesn't help the situation at all.
Yeah.
If anything, it could potentially make it worse.
Right.
And two, you have to be empathetic. Like when I showed that picture of Ty, the reason, that it's really powerful is because the people that knew that guy back then, they all have children his age now.
Right.
And that's, where that empathy comes in. It's like we have to all look at all these, even Kenny REITCHECK. That's not a little kid. That's a grown man.
Yeah. 70-year-old man.
It doesn't matter. It's still, it's like they're still a part of this thing. We're going to try to look for him. And, and I'm sure there's people out there when they see Kenny's flyer come up on the screen, it hurts them really bad because it reminds them of somebody that they miss.
Yeah. I talked to several today, in fact. Yeah.
And we know that we're dealing in dark subject matter that, is not cheery or brightful. We try our best to keep it, lighthearted, but, it's so we do appreciate the comments staying civil, and we appreciate people sharing the flyers. And you're right, Ricky. I rarely see anything nasty on any of the flyers.
Right.
It seems like a lot of people have that respect for people that are missing, or unsolved crimes and stuff. Like it's like it's kind of a territory you don't really want to go into of saying negative things about those people.
Yeah. There's actually one I wish we would have covered tonight that we didn't.
Thanks, David.
I really wished we could have covered her. We talk about, asking these kids if they have issues or whatever to reach out to us and whatnot. And there is one young man that every time, for whatever reason, when he does run, he gets a hold of me and says, I ran again. So I'll get his flyer up. And here recently, I had another young girl do the same thing and let me know that she ran. And I said, are you wanting me to make a flyer for you? And she said, yes, please. And I did and posted it. And you got the case number from the detective and posted it. And I sent it to her and she thanked me for doing it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's an attention thing or their way of reaching out for help or whatever.
Ricky, there's somebody behind you.
Yeah, it's my daughter.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of those situations because I saw that, like I said, I never respond to the inbox,
Right.
but
I see you probably did, yeah.
I see those messages, and that it was on the same day you had two teens reach out and be like, hey, I ran away and I want you to make a flyer for me. So yeah, but even then, we're still gonna make the flyer. It's like that's even if it was like they were, trolling us or whatever. It doesn't matter. If people are looking for you, then we'll help look for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could have really easily covered at least 4 more, but
yeah. Well, let's roll this located safe video.
Let's yeah.
All right, we'll be right back after this. About
right.
a 30-40 video tonight, folks.
Okay.
Did I have Looney in there twice?
Yeah, you did. That's okay though.
But we found him twice, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always good to see located safe on those flyers, though. That's good.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's heartbreaking when it's not, but it's part of the deal,
And that is something we are working on, a located deceased reel, which we're not really looking forward to sharing, but we kind of are. We want to show respect to those people that we want, that law enforcement wasn't able to bring home safely. Right. You want to do stuff like that, so that'll be coming up probably before the new year.
Yeah, we just want to do that to honor them and honor their memory for their families.
Yeah.
Because it's tragic when they're not found safe, and I'm sure it's very hard on the families. And
so we have 3 days before Christmas will be our next show.
Yep. I'm just not in the Christmas mood this year.
I'm not either. It's so crazy. It's like
I don't know if it's because
6 days away.
It must be because I work retail. I don't know. I've been working retail.
I don't know, man.
Years, so
with this whole coronavirus thing, man, it's so hard to get comfortable and to get acclimated, just to pretend. I mean, I've gotten really good at pretending it's not there when because I just stay at home all the time. I work from home and all that stuff. Yeah. But I mean, it's still there. I can't go out and do whatever I want, or I can, but I'll probably get sick.
Right. Saying I work retail, so I'm out amongst people, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. I'm on vacation.
But you might be one of those people that have got it 10 times in the last 8 months, and you're just super immune to coronavirus. I mean, it could happen, man. You could get that herd immunity or whatever that's called.
Could be.
You're out there in the thick. I go to one gas station. That's the only store I go into. Yeah. And the 2 old guys that work there are still alive, and they're around people all day. So I'm like, that's my test. I go in there. I'm like, are you guys sick? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, I'm good. This is the only place I go.
Are they starting to do vaccinations down there yet?
No, the only people I've seen get vaccinations so far are healthcare workers that I'm friends with on Facebook. So I hope it works out, man. I really do. I hope that works out. And they're like, okay, it's a guaranteed, take the shot. You're okay. I'll go get in line.
This is healthcare workers and first responders first, and go from there. I think.
And honestly, man, this sounds like first of all, thank the healthcare workers for being on the front lines of this whole, but also thank the healthcare workers for being brave enough to take a brand new medication, a brand new vaccination. So we're going to find out through them if it works. We're going to find out if there's any side effects. So really, hats off to the medical
side effect thing. I read an article that was saying that some of the side effects are supposedly like fatigue, sore muscles, headache, with some of the side effects. And I saw an article today where Kansas is getting 37% less doses than originally was supposed to be sent. So,
well, that's not good.
No, that's not good. It means 37% less people will be able to get it. I haven't decided if I'm going to get it yet or not. I haven't really decided. Unless they make it mandatory, then I guess I don't have much of a choice, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Ricky, I got to go talk about Major League Baseball here in about 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, they tonight they're talking about the best hair in baseball.
Oh, my Lord. Best hair in baseball.
That's what's going on Easy Out podcast. I'm not going to be on there. It's two girls that host it, so that's what it's going to be. Two girls gawking at guys all night, basically.
Leave it to Sarah.
Yeah, she likes the baseball players and how they look. So
she does a good podcast, though, guys. So I mean, if you guys want to check out any of the other podcasts on Backhoe Media, go to backhoemedia.com, and you can check out what Dusty and Grant's, or you can check out Sarah's, or you could check out Derek's. A lot of stuff on there to check out. And I did post the link on Kansas Missing and Unsolved a couple days ago, I guess it was, where you can go, and if you missed any of the episodes of the show, you can go back and check them out, or if you want to, or just veg out on them all if you want. Put the link there where you can do that.
There's a lot of audio there, folks. 35 episodes, 36 as of tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm really proud of this podcast and what it's doing and the support that it's getting. I really am.
The podcast has been downloaded 1,300 times.
Wow.
And that's with nobody really knowing about it. So, where that's some people have just that's literally, we have put that post Ricky made the other day was the first time he's ever advertised the podcast. Mm-hmm. And we had people that just found it because they were podcast listeners, and they're like, I wonder if that's on, this pod. So we have people that are listening to this show.
Yeah. I hope they like it and it's well received, and they'll continue to listen. That'd be really cool.
It looks like
decent fan base, I hope.
It looks like people are listening. Most of the people that listen to this show are listening on Apple Podcasts. Okay. And about the other half are listening on iHeartRadio. So those are the two places people have found us.
I didn't know we were on iHeartRadio. That's cool. Well, I guess I see the logo at the bottom of the screen now. Duh.
Yeah, I can. We're at your podcast is. Let me see. Podcast. I'll let you know exactly where everybody is, so everybody can go look for you. Yeah. You are on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSavan.
Wow.
So that's where you can find Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcasts on any of those platforms right now.
Message me that list and I'll post it.
Okay, awesome. I'll get that typed up for you.
Cool. That's good. And again, guys, if you want to support what we're doing here, go to patreon.com, KMU Pod, and you can choose which level you want to support us at if you choose to, and whatever you decide. You don't have to, but if you want to, it'd be greatly appreciated. Barbara's a Dodgers fan.
Barbara, if you go on Facebook and look for Easy Out Podcast, they'll be live in about 20 minutes. And Megan, one of the co-hosts, she's a Dodgers fan. Sarah's a Braves fan, but Megan's a big Dodgers fan, and we all hate her guts because they won the World Series. So
you can jump in there and chime in on the best hair in baseball.
Yeah, we're talking best hair in baseball tonight, Barbara. So cast your votes.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight for another show. Greatly appreciate it. And, Nina, again, keep us posted on Angel and let us know if, covering his case and sharing his flyers, helping. And again, if you want me to email it to you, let me know and I'll do that. Just private message me your email address and I'll email it to you. But again, thank you, everybody. Greatly appreciate it. We will see you next Tuesday. This coming Tuesday on the 22nd. You guys have a good evening, and we will see you next week. Stay safe. God bless. Take care. And those of you that may miss the show next week, Merry Christmas and have a safe New Year. We'll see you next week.
Well, I don't think and I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought in a person, the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arms. To display for the salt, to disgrace in its arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it. Whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone.